Hello class. You are all welcome to Poll 411, topic 2. I am Aminu Umar, your facilitator, welcoming you to yet another session of our Zoom meeting. Like you know, at the beginning, we discussed about understanding political psychology. And we touched on the concept of personality. And I told you that personality is central to understanding political psychology. So in topic 2 today, we are going to focus on personality. And it's going to be a very brief presentation since the test, the lesson notes, and also the fast track video have enabled us to have a feel of what personality is all about. So Jerry, Jonathan, please mute yourself so that we can forge ahead. So I want to begin by sharing my screen. Yes, I want to share the screen so that we have a feel of what we are supposed to do. And like I have said earlier, it's going to be on personality, and I want you to listen attentively. Yes. Personality. What is personality all about? And I begin with the history of the word personality. It's gotten from the Latin word persona, which means marks won by performance to disguise their identity. But in a nutshell, it is a combination of features that distinguish an individual from the other. So personality is unique. And I want you to take a look at this video, at this dice. If you are watching the dice, you can see that there are several colors of it, some green, some red, some blue. But what I want you to note here is that despite the fact that they look like one another, they are quite distinct, because a critical examination of it will tell you that one of these dice is different from the other. A critical examination of each and every one of them will tell you that they are not perfectly the same thing. So personality, meaning, like I have always said, in social sciences, meanings are very important and very crucial to understanding any field. So what I try to do here is to look at the meaning of personality as put forward by especially Cherry in 2020. Cherry says personality is a characteristic patterns of thought, feelings, and behaviors that make a person unique. That implies that it is tendency that underline differences in behavior. So what we are trying to arrive at by this conception is that personality reflects consistency or regularity in attitude or behavior, or in terms of the biological and physiological needs as reflected in thoughts and actions and relationships as one interacts with others in the society. So take a look at this iceberg. If you see an iceberg, one thing that catches your attention is that, no, what is at the top is big. But the reality is that what is at the bottom is bigger than what is at the top. That is why it is referred to as an iceberg. The same thing with human behavior. What is inside us is more than what people see on the surface in terms of attitude, behavior, and action. So what is inside the human being defines greatly the degree to which we can tell about the personality of the individual. There are many theories that try to explain personality, but one of the most prominent of those theories is the psychoanalytic theory, or what is being referred to as dynamic theory. One of the greatest scholars in this field is Sigmund Freud. His popular work, The Interpretation of Dreams, written in 1889, shows what it takes for the inner part of the individual, which I told you in our first lecture, the id, ego, and superego, defines greatly the degree to which it relates with the outer part, or what we call the socializing self, or the society. and one builds his personality. So psychoanalytic theory is a set of psychological theories that try to assert that humans are often driven by unconscious motivations. And in general, they try to explain that adult personality and relationships are a function of one's childhood experiences. Psychoanalytic theory also let us understand that social interactions are impacted by their social interactions are impacted by mental understanding of one's of themselves and other people and relationships. What we are trying to arrive at here is that childhood experiences clearly metamorphose into adulthood personality, or the personality of the individual is a function of his childhood experiences. Another theory that we can use to understand attitude and behavior. Somebody is on the background, please mute yourself. Please mute yourself. So another aspect of it that is very crucial and very important for us to understand is when we try to analyze the psychopathology of leaders. By psychopathology of leaders or political leaders, we are trying to arrive at the mental and emotional problems or maladaptive behavior that leaders exhibit. Psychopathology is about the study of mental illness, distress, manifestations of behavior, and experiences which are indicative of mental illness or psychological impairment. Like we know, leaders behave in different situations or different circumstances. Something must have pushed them to behave in that way. And their attitude or behavior as it relates to the way and manner they manage the polity or the state clearly also attest to what we are trying to arrive at here. That means the psychopathology or the nature of their own mental state defines greatly the way and manner they react to issues at different circumstances or different situations. Yes, is there anybody at the background making noise again? Please mute yourself so that we can forge ahead. So there are other theories too that try to explain personality of the individual. We have the likes of the personality trait theories. Personality trait theories try to tell us that there are many other circumstances, such as openness, such as neuroticism, that try to give the individual his, sorry, we have lost the slide, but I'm back again. Yes, personality trait theories. So there are a set of views or theories that try to look at personality as a function of internal characteristics that are genetically based, such as openness, introversion, extroversion, agreeability, and others. The last word, I try to put it a little bit more explanatory in terms of the more mental, emotional, and physical reaction that are drastic and irrational. So in summary, what we have tried to do in this course is to know the concept of personality, is to understand psychoanalytic theory, to describe personality trait theories, analyze psychopathology of leaders, and understand the concept of personality. But I have identified some literature that will help guide, and it's at the end of the presentation for students who want to read and understand what we are doing. Like, you know, this is about just an exercise to put you into the picture of the new developments that are coming into NOUN with the support of our Facilitator General, Professor Peter Okebukola, the chairman of NOUN Governing Council. So, my dear students, I say stay safe and thank you. And these are the references I want you to refer to so that you understand the concept of personality that is central to the understanding of political psychology. So we are back to our class. And this time around, what I want us to do is to have a question and answer session. So question and answer session from you, or let me entertain questions from you so that you let me know whether you have really have a good grasp of what I have discussed with you. So anybody who has question to ask so that I attempt answering. Jerry, do you have any question? Jerry, no question. Jerry, no question. I guess
no, sir, I don't have question.
You don't have question. All right.
Yes, sir.
What of Chuka? Chuka, any question? You don't have question. I hope what I have taught is understood by you.
Yes, sir.
Is it understood, Joe? No observation, comments, criticisms? I want to conclude that the class have understood what I have taught. We will meet in lesson 3, where we will have an in-depth understanding of what we have done in topic number 2. Chuka, you're putting on a smile, but let me not waste too much of our time. It's as if most of you are stressed up and I cannot get a very good feedback from you. So in the absence of any... Joe, you want to say something? Your connection is poor. Let's move to the next person. Madam Jagla, you want to say something too?
Say something, sir. Yes, I want adult personality.
Adult,
you know, sir?
you want to add adult personality?
Now this I guess time.
Somebody is raising his hand. I can see her face. I can see Hafiz raising his hand.
Yes, I want to be clear.
Yes. You're not audible here. You want to be clear on what? Psychodynamic theory or psychoanalytic theory. Joe, did I get you right? Joe, we can't hear you here. Maybe we move on to Hafiz. Hafiz, what do you want to say? Contribution or question? Yes.
Psychoanalytic theory.
Psychoanalytic theory. Psychoanalytic theory. Okay, psychoanalytic theory are a set of theories that try to explain human personality rooted out of its experiences from childhood. And like I have said earlier, Sigmund Freud, one of the prominent writers in that area, tried to develop what is being referred to as the id, ego, and superego. The id is the animalistic part of the individual, the part of the individual that is guided by instincts. Then we have the superego, which is the aspect of society. So the interaction between the id and the superego try to define the personality of the individual, which is being referred to as the ego. And you can easily hear people say, this man get ego. So what they are trying to arrive at here is that this man have the personality that is in tune with societal expectation. So the id is the animalistic part of the self, in the sense that it is guided by instincts, just like hunger. Or you are interested, those who have motive towards, who have interest in accumulating money, they are guided by that action, or they are guided by that feeling that they should be rich. You think of 1 million, you get 1 million, you want to get 10 million. 10 million, you want to get 10 billion. So they are guided by that, and that develops over time. So what I'm trying to say here, in a nutshell, is that psychoanalytic theory is about theories that try to explain human attitude or personality of the adult rooted out of his childhood experiences. So the degree to which he is being socialized by the society greatly tells as to how his personality emerged when he develops as an grow up as an adult. I guess we have had enough time, and I want you to reflect on some of the references that that I have outlined in the presentation. So in the absence of anything, I want to wish you well and thank you for being in today's class. I remain your facilitator, Aminu Umar, and I wish you the very best. Stay safe, and let's go back to our various activities. Bye for now. Thank you very much.
Bye-bye.